It's okay. I knew I was muted. I was yawning. Hi, guys. Welcome to the show. This is Monkey in the Morning. I am Monk, and we are here to have some fun. How are you guys today? Hope you're well. I'm good. I'm pretty good. As good as I get, I suppose. Plus, I had chili for dinner, and I haven't made chili in forever, and it was so good. It was so good. I actually woke up from heartburn. That's what woke me up tonight. I didn't even have that much, but it was a little spicy. It was a little spicy, and I'm an old white guy. We don't do spice so well. I love spice, but my tummy does not. But yeah, it was really good. We the I don't know how you guys do with your cooking and stuff, but we plan out meals, right? And it was about a year ago. We're like, we haven't had chili in a long time. We should have some chili. So we bought all this stuff for chili, and I just made it last night because that's how well we actually plan. Like, yeah, chili sounds great in a year. How how's the world been since I've been asleep? Because most of the time I wake up, shit's popped off, and I didn't really see anything popping off tonight. I was actually able to catch up on some older stuff. The congressional stuff mentioned in the title there is from over a week ago, and I finally got a chance to watch some of that hearing, and wow, oh god, what a country we live in, man. Our Congress. I don't have a lot of. I don't want to say this exactly. I don't have a lot of respect for these people, whether it's their intelligence or their general shittiness as people. I don't hold them in high esteem. You know what I mean? And even with that, sometimes I tune into congressional stuff and I'm just like, these are our elected officials. These are our leaders. And I know some people, when I call these guys leaders, are like, they're not our leaders. Yeah, yeah, they actually are. These are the idiots who get to make up the laws you and I have to live by. These are the ones that dictate where stuff is going. And yeah, watching these people and just seeing how fucked up they are. And you know what? There was a time, and it wasn't really that long ago. You got to go pre-squad, really, where you could tune into these things, and there might be a little bit of fireworks and stuff, but it was still genuinely civil. Okay, maybe not genuinely, but they pretended to be civil. They played the part of civility. And I used to say, I want to be more like the Brits. I want to be more like the House of Commons, where these guys get up there and go, "You, sir, are a cunt." But I respect you. I like watching British politics for that because they really do rip into each other pretty well. Where Americans always had that kind of the distinguished gentleman from Tennessee who is a piece of shit and I hate you. That we put on this air of civility, and I used to say, "No, we just need to be real." And now I'm watching it, and I'm like, I mean, maybe we shouldn't be real because all it does is show how really stupid they are. And I do believe that a lot of it has to do. This is going to get me in so much trouble again with women because it's not the gentlemen that I really see doing this to each other. It's the women get so catty. Oh my god, I have to pronounce that. Anthropomor Anthropomorphism. Am I reading that right? I can pronounce anthropomorphism. I just can't read. Monk, can men get pregnant? Reddit tells me yes. Thank you for the donation. No, men cannot get pregnant. And before they start talking about clownfish or whatever, no, men cannot get pregnant. The Crockett cat fights. Well, it started even before Crockett. Remember, part of what they sold us AOC on was her clapbacks. She was so great at the clapbacks. Remember that? Like, look, she can be a bitch. Yay. And her clapbacks weren't even that good. And most of them were written by a man. Notice they stopped talking about her clapbacks when Saikat Chakrabarti left. He was the architect of her, and I won't stop repeating that. Did you see how much shit she got the other day for saying that they shouldn't be cheering for a terrorist organization in the streets of New York? The New Yorkers, for some reason, decided to go to a Jewish neighborhood and have a protest in support of Hamas, not of Gaza, of Hamas. And so even Mamdani had to come out and go, whoa, guys, we don't do, are you trying to give it away? We don't support terrorists, guys. And so a couple of New York politicians, Mamdani, AOC, I think Schumer did as well. They came out and they're like, hey, we don't support terrorists, especially in the streets of New York City. Except you do. You do. When you guys were supporting Gaza, I'm using air quotes there. When you were supporting Gaza, we all knew you were supporting Hamas. It's what you guys like. You guys like terrorist Muslims. It's just the way it is. And then I saw something. I saw a reaction video. I've been watching a lot of, what's his name? Warren Smith? Is that his name? And he does these breakdowns of debates, right? And because of that, I ended up seeing a debate. And it's not really a debate. It's from the Oxford debates. So it's civil debate. And it was a clip I'd never seen before. What's up, Jack?
How's it going?
Living the dream.
Nice.
How you feeling tonight?
Yeah, I don't know. How about yourself?
Mostly good. Little chilly heartburn, but other than that, I'm good.
Sound a little stuffed up.
I am a little stuffed up, but that's been ongoing. It comes and goes. These fucking weather here, man.
Yeah, I know.
I hate Michigan, but I feel good, so I'm not too worried about it.
Good.
Yeah. So, anyway, I was talking to these folks about the whole thing. I don't know if you saw it last week, where you had the people protesting in favor of Hamas in New York City, and some New York City politicians were like, "Whoa!" And all of the liberals were like, "Hey, how dare you not support Hamas?"
Yeah.
I just love the moment because I there is part of me that wants to believe AOC honestly thinks that she doesn't support terrorists, and that she sees this backlash to her going, "Hey, we don't support terrorists," and actually had a moment where she's like, "Are we the baddies?" You know what I mean?
I'm sure the moment passed quickly, though.
But I'm watching my YouTube feed when I first wake up, and I come across this clip of a debate at the Oxford debates. And again, it's the Oxford debates, so very civil debates. And this is Dennis Prager, and a woman stands up and asks him about his opening statement, where he condemned Boko Haram, Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran. And she says, how come when you talk about the dangers to the West, when you talk about dangers to this world, everything you named was either Arab or Muslim or both? Well, they were actually all Muslim. They some of them were clearly, Arab, but the underlying philosophy of what he was saying was the danger was Islam. And she's like, how come it's like that? And the crowd like, yay, she's so smart.
What? That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. A bunch of 7th century savages sitting around trying to figure out ways to destroy all the advancement of 2,000 years. And you're wondering why you think they're the baddies? Come on.
Now, I'm purposefully not telling you something about this because I want you to guess. Okay?
Okay.
I want you, after I play this part for you, to tell me how many years ago you think this might have been. I'll give you a hint. It wasn't this year. It wasn't 2025. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Hang on real quick. Thank you, unit. Have one cheeseburger on me. Oh, thank you very much. I will enjoy a cheeseburger.
Okay. Let's bring this up on the screen. And here we go.
And finally, the media. The media gives you a jaundiced view of the world. Gaza starts a war to kill as many Israelis as possible. And all you see on the BBC and Sky News, as we see in America on our TV, is dead Gazans. That's all.
How long ago do you think this was?
2022.
This clip is 10 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Dennis Prager's a vampire.
10 years ago, he's talking about how Hamas will start a war, kill as many Jews as they can, and then the press is all like, "Did you see all the dead Gazans?"
Well, it's not wrong.
No, and it's been happening over and over and over again for over a decade. Prager noticed this over a decade. Many of us did, but when I first saw this clip, the guy who's watching it doesn't tell you where it's from, so I went and looked it up and found it, and the clip itself is 10 years old. I was like, God damn. The more things change, the more they stay the same, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that little part of the speech that he gave right there, actually his whole speech fits today too, but that little part of his speech would have fit ever since 2022.
I bet it would fit any time up until about 1964.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe
and then they're like,
before that.
how the American people are not liking the Israelis anymore. Wonder why? Well, because as Prager just pointed out, look at how the press handles every single time the Gazans start a war. It's like, them damn Jews. Look what the Jews made them do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure there's some of you out there who have legit issues with Israel, and my question to you would be, are you sure they're legit? Are you sure? Anyway, he does give a good speech here. I can throw this in the chat if people want to talk or see it. But he really is talking about how the West has a very skewed view of what Islam is. And he gives reasons for it. And this is why he brings up the press in this. And it's true. Part of it is that we are too dumb to realize that they're not actually like us. Okay. Yes, they're humans. They're not aliens or anything, Jack. But when it comes to their underlying principles, they're not like us.
No, they're from a different culture that doesn't have the same values and is a much more barbaric, savage culture.
Yeah, and he brings that up, the culture part of it, where people are like, no culture's better than any other culture. That is so retarded.
So human sacrifice and child genital mutilation is back on the table.
Yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. You can't claim that one civilization is better than another. How dare you, sir? You know, unless you've actually paid attention to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the relevance of his statement right there. Part of it is the press, because they fucking lie to you constantly. Anyway, I did say I could throw that into chat, which I will happily do. Let me get my Phoebe back on the screen.
Oh.
I got her for Valentine's Day at Walmart. They have those pop-up tubes that you can get for cats to crawl through.
Oh, yeah. I've seen those.
And normally they're way too big, but this one was kind of smaller, and it was so small, I kind of worried that she wouldn't fit in it. She's a big cat.
Stuck.
But she fits in it very well, and she fucking loves it in there. And so she was so cute. But she's sitting at one end of it, and just for no reason launches her ass out the other side like she's a potato gun. Anyway. Oh, you're not working? P-Dog, you want to hang out? We ain't talked in forever, my friend. I'm gonna throw you a link. If you don't want it, don't hang out. If you do want it, you know, well then hang out. I shouldn't have to explain that to you. I'm not wrong on that, right? Why can't I find
I don't know.
P-Dog in my Twitter?
Did you look under Mr. Dog?
No.
Or Mr. Knight?
Oh, there he is. Okay. Wait. Then he disappeared.
Yeah. He's moving target.
Yeah. How dare you, sir? You better come on after all of this, because the audience is like, hey, he's wasting time. All kidding aside, it's a link if you want it. You know the rules around here, but I will not be offended if you don't. All right. And actually, it would be kind of nice to have P-Dog on. It's always nice to have P-Dog on. But we're going to be talking about people from his neck of the woods.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Because the The main stuff I wanted to talk about tonight, guys, I haven't been up that long, so I'm sure there's other things that happened. But as I said earlier, I finally got to catch up and see some of the January 7th hearing of the Oversight Committee and what's going on there in Minneapolis. What is up, P-Dog? Uh-oh, he's muted, so we'll have to wait for that answer. We'll just wait. Take your time.
Right on.
Hey, P-Dog.
How you doing, my friend?
Fantastic. How you doing, guys?
Oh, living the dream, man. Living the dream.
I exist.
How's the family?
Doing good. We're gonna go see the grandbabies tomorrow. That'll be good. And you've got a new refrigerator because our other one petered out, and it's big and it's beautiful, and my wife is so happy right now.
Nice. Happy wife, happy life.
Right on. That's all it takes.
My son's oldest had a father-daughter dance tonight, and they look so cute together.
Oh, how cool.
They never had those when my daughter was young. I think we might have went to one. She's going to be listening, so she'll have to tell me. Did we have a father-daughter dance? I don't remember. I didn't get to dance with her at her wedding because by the time the wedding was over, I was just done. That's back when they were still trying to get my meds and shit all together.
Yeah.
So I missed that too. Sucks. Now I've made everybody sad, or at least me. So P-Dog, what's up with your fucked up government in your state there?
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm okay to swear in here, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I knew that. They're so invested now in being free immigrant land.
Mm-hmm.
And so invested in being so, diversity and all that. All the things that you would think of when you think of someone trying to pander to the wing base,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That we're look, let me put this way. ICE wouldn't be raiding here if our governor and the localities would just cooperate with at least getting the criminals out of here.
Yeah.
That's what I said yesterday.
But
Yeah.
what they do here, and it's just like they do in a couple other states, California and the West Coast, whatnot, is ICE had I think there's like 470 people that have been through the criminal system here that ICE had asked to put holds on, and our state refuses to do it. And so that's part of the reason they have to come in here and go to localities. They're coming in here with warrants. Like, most of the people that come in here are warrants. Like, and the people that they so-called sweep up are people who just happen to be with those people or be in the same place as those people. The governor's saying here, oh, they're going door to door. They haven't been in my door. What do you mean they're going door to door? They're randomly stopping people in the streets. I'm not. Look, someone asked me the other day, am I pro ICE? And I said, I think the question you're really asking me, am I pro ICE, anti ICE, or am I gung ho ICE? I'm not gung ho ICE. If they do something stupid, I'm more than willing to acknowledge that. But mostly they're not. But here, now the governor's got everyone riled up. The mayor's got everyone riled up. All these activists got everyone riled up. Every one of those NGO, those I don't even know what to call them. The funding mechanisms.
The fraudsters. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the professional protesters.
Oh, I count those as fraudsters as well because they're not real. They're out there because some are being paid. A lot of people like to think, they're all being paid. They're not all being paid.
Not all of them, but
you have agitators who are paid, and then morons who come by. Jack, did you have something there, bud?
No, I was just going to point out that you misunderstood what was being said. They're not going door to door. They're going Dora to Dora.
I did want to ask you, for those of you who don't know, P-Dog is in, I'm not doxing him. He's quite open about this. He's in Minnesota.
I am in Minnesota.
How is it looking in your state, your local news and stuff? Because I do know that when something blows up in Michigan and I see it on the national news, believe it or not, most of the time it's pretty accurate to how people in Michigan are behaving because we are a liberal cesspool. And so I'm wondering if what you're seeing from living in the state, people actually being this mad about ICE, because the protests, and part of it is because of the cold, but the protests aren't really impressive like they were in 2020.
Well, it's let's see, what's the temperature right now? It's 1 degree here right now.
Oof.
So nobody's and this week it's been in the tens, except for one day it was 33, and then it's been around 10 degrees the rest. So that's probably why not as many people are out. But the lunatics are out. The lunatics are out every night. They're out. Everything you see, it's funny because I don't live that far from the Whipple building, which is near Fort Stone. It's not really between Minneapolis and St. Paul. It's more just like a first ring southern suburb of Twin Cities.
Okay.
I don't see any from here. Unless you go into certain neighborhoods in Minneapolis, maybe near the Capitol. I don't know where it's happening in St. Paul, but it's the nuts all go to one place, and that's where you get all the footage from. So Nick Sorter and all those guys out there filming go to those places. But I'm not seeing it anywhere where I live. I live in the suburbs, man, and I'm not planning on going down there either.
Even back during the 2020 riots and stuff, here in Michigan, we really didn't have much of it. But I do remember driving through a small town, about 10,000 people live there. And there was a group of like 15 really old white people protesting the police in this town where there's never been like a case of police brutality. And I'm like, are you just that bored in your old age? Can't find a video game, have a kid show you how to use it.
So in my little suburb, there's a kind of a main intersection near a grocery store, strip mall, and liquor store and all this stuff that they come to they had been going to once a week. And it's like 30, like you said, 30 old ladies out there holding signs, hoping cars will honk. I want to go out and interview them the next time I see them, because I just think it'd be hilarious, because they wouldn't know what to make of me. But yeah.
They're old white ladies and you're a black man. They would run. They would cross the street.
Well, no, they're not afraid of me because I'm, kind of light skinned and shit. But they, and plus, look, they would think that, oh, I can be an ally. They'd be so excited, I think, that I would disappoint them. So, but yeah, it's real, and everything you see is real, obviously, because you see video of it. But it's really isolated to certain areas. Like that.
Just to clarify, my question about it, because of course it's real, but the media seems to be trying to make it out as these massive protests, and I just haven't seen any of that in the video. Even the one we watched last night on here, who was from a lefty who was out there at the protest, is pro-protest, according to him, is in some way connected to Midas Media. That thing had maybe 30 people. Maybe.
Oh, I'm not seeing them in person, but I know they're bigger near the Capitol. I know they're bigger in the area where the chick was shot.
Renee Good.
Yeah, Renee Good.
Say her name. Oh wait, that's racist to say.
Say my name. Say my name.
Don't be stealing thunder from black women now.
Yeah, that's for black women only.
For black women only, as we've been learned. Which I had no fucking idea.
Yeah, it's a Beyonce thing, right? Say my name.
Didn't the Say My Name really blow up with that chick who got shot by the cops at the top of her stairs? I forget her name.
I thought it was Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor, that's her. Yeah.
That's where it's. Well, I don't know if that's where exactly it started.
It blew up though.
Absolutely. It blew up with her. But I go to work, and there's pretty good cross section of people who I work with at UPS. I've never heard a single person talk about it. Like, no one's even mentioned it. We talk about shit during break and shit. I've never heard anyone talk about any of it. But I go online and Facebook people and whatnot, and they're all talking about it. It's like,
Oh yeah.
please stop talking about it on Facebook. That's the last place I want to hear you talk about it. You know,
I've always said I use Facebook. What little I even use it anymore is probably for well over a decade. I've only used it to say hi to family that are, out of town, further away. Go to Twitter where politics belongs if you want to do that shit.
right. But yeah, my rare times on Facebook is pretty much just to see, what my mother's doing or something, or my sister's. I can just call.
Devil Fruit says, wasn't it the girl police shot before she stabbed another girl? No, that came later.
Yeah, that one came after.
Yeah. That one, I forget that chick's name. That was near the end of all of the anti-police shit. Because they had a hard time trying to defend. Hey, you shouldn't have shot her. You should have let her stab that bitch. I mean, say her name, Renee Cook. Yeah, I saw somebody the other day like Rebecca Good. I'm like, that's not her name. You idiots don't even know her name.
But have you seen what was happening today? Have you been? I know you were sleeping, but have you caught up on any of the struggle sessions going on?
I have not. No.
Okay, I dropped a clip in the side chat. It's tech workers being mistaken for ICE agents.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
If you have that, play that. I saw that. Like, these poor guys are just having lunch, and some people said, "There's 4 white guys sitting at a table. They must be ICE."
Yeah.
And a protest started outside there it is. That's it right there. And then a protest starts outside the restaurant where they're at. They're like, "Fuck you, we're not ICE people."
They seem so confused too.
This is so cool. So cool as
These guys do know that a lot of ICE officers are black and Mexican, right?
No, they don't know that. Let's not tell them either.
I saw a white lady yelling at a masked ICE agent the other day, and she's accusing him of being racist, and then he talks and he sounded like Speedy Gonzalez. And I'm like, bro.
I would just start speaking to her in Spanish just to fuck with her.
Right? Using all the swear words too.
Now you got to get like some clicks from like Congo or something. Really throw them off.
This has got to be the funniest thing I've ever seen.
It definitely looks like you feel like a zoo.
I've never.
Then why are you here? You like a bitch. I'm just trying to enjoy my lunch. If you're not with us, then you're against us.
Wait, I thought that when Bush said, if you're not with us, you're against us, that was a bad thing. Is that okay to say now?
Sure, why not?
It's okay for them to say.
It's fine. Look, here's the thing. We know that there's different rules.
Oh, sure.
For the left and the right. The left can riot and cause havoc and fight and, punch people and whatever. And no one's going to question it. No one's going to call them out on it. But if someone on the right does it, it's every day is January 6th. Every day is Charlottesville. That's because that's the only 2 real big examples they can come up with. January 6th, Charlottesville. That's it.
In chat, I'm being told Rebecca is Renee's wife, and that's fine. But the person that I was talking about, they literally talked about Rebecca Good being shot.
Oh.
So unless I missed part of the video, they were still having the wrong white lady.
Right.
Oh, well, I mean, maybe all white people look alike.
Many of us do. I'm not going to lie. I know we're not supposed to say this, but a lot of the races look alike. You ever seen like really distinguished Chinese people? Come on. And us honkies aren't much different. We all know the thing with black people. So, you know what? It's almost like we have shared genes that determine our color, and it might have something to do with our facial structure too.
Like there's only so many options for like physique.
Well, and like in the Twin Cities, I can pretty much point out someone if I can tell if they're Somali or not, because they all kind of look.
Bro.
Well, that country's so inbred too that they.
Oh my god, yeah.
Sisters. But yeah, those guys. Did you get? And then also the guy who got mistaken. He was driving a was he
White
driving?
SUV.
Yeah, white
We
We
Suburban.
watched
covered
watched
that
that last
yesterday.
night.
Yeah, that guy. Like, because this is my car. Oh, you should rent a different car. Fuck you. This is my car.
Right. I'll just pull that money right out of my butt. Thank you.
Oh, that's right. You did see that. You also saw the Ducks one yesterday too. That was
yeah.
Yes.
I showed that because I dude's the famous fuck off bird.
Real quick. Thank you, Evolved Potato. The anti-ice retard stabbed a guy. Oh, I'll get to that in a minute. But thankfully, between his plate carrier and the left's weak soy arms, he wasn't injured. But they still tried to murder the guy. Yeah, remember Jake Long that was going to do the protest? He was a January 6er. And he was staging a protest in Minneapolis.
I saw all of this blow up because Dangerous mentioned it before the stream. He asked me if I'd seen Ed Krasenstein's video, and I hadn't, but I went and watched it. I don't know that guy. He doesn't ring any bells to me, but Krasenstein is trying to show how peaceful this thing is as the mob pulls him out and forcibly makes him leave. And he's like, see, it's peaceful. Like, huh? They tried to stab him too. Is that what I'm getting?
That's what he says. We haven't seen any evidence of that, but he's saying because he was wearing that plate carrier, the knife didn't penetrate. Kind of depends on the circumstances, I suppose. But they did rough him up pretty good. His name's Jake Lang. I dropped the link to the video. I don't know if we could show it on here. There's no actual stabbing or anything, but it is a bit violent. And he got separated from his marchers and roughed up pretty good. So
here's the problem, though. I don't think he's. Let's see. Okay. He just goes out and does interviews at these protests, and he's the one who's been doing research on the different money sources they get and which ones are paid protesters. He's been in tons of New York protests where he sees the same people at what doesn't matter what the protest is. They're all at the same. They have the new sign for whatever protest it is, and he basically has created a money trail and showing where they're all from. That's what he does.
P-Dog, do you have your Streamlabs link that you could throw into chat real fast?
Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out here in a second.
Thank you. Dangerous has been asking. I keep meaning to interrupt you and ask, and I keep forgetting. We saw this during 2020. I mean, you'd have a protest in Portland, and then 2 days later, there'd be one in Minneapolis, and we'd see these same people.
Yeah, they're bussed around.
Yeah.
There was also an incident with a guy getting hit over the head of the flagpole in front of the cops, and they didn't do anything. Somebody else tried to mace that guy, but it was in the parking garage, so he managed to escape. There was also an incident where a man was forced to take off his American flag sweatshirt.
And they stole it from him.
Yeah. They said, take it off and you won't get hurt.
Yep. So he peels it off, and right at the end of the video, you see somebody actually steal it from him.
Yeah.
Because he had an American flag freedom shirt.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I would have taken off of him too just to wash it because that thing was dirty as shit.
It looked dirty as shit. Yeah. I don't know if it's supposed to look that way, but
I'd have given it back to him at the end.
Yeah.
Was there any indication though? Like, was he kind of with them or not?
Well, no, I don't think he was with them. Oh, we're getting some feedback. But no, that's part of my problem with that video is that it starts right as they're telling him to take it off and stuff. And I'm not saying that that's justified in any way, but I'm wondering where the rest of the video is. Why do so many of these videos start right at that moment?
I don't know.
And my guess would be that somebody's hiding something.
Well,
either
if someone doesn't turn on their camera.
That's fair, but how is it all of them just start there? And it's clearly not recorded by somebody
Because everyone
who's
copies the
on
same.
this. They're not on this guy's side. This is coming from the people who were telling him to take it off. So I do wonder if there was even more horrific stuff that the guy went through, or
probably,
or there was shit that he did purposefully. I honestly don't know, and it bothers me about a lot of these videos that we see, especially considering most of them are coming from the assholes, because if you try filming them, no. Most of the footage we're getting out of this shit is coming from the shitbags. And they're proudly posting this shit to the internet. But they always miss the lead up, which is kind of funny to me.
It's very convenient.
It's suspect. All right. I want to make fun of politicians. Oh, we should finish watching this. What's with the fucking rape whistles?
Oh, that's how they signal to people that there's ice nearby. Seriously,
I hate these
that's it.
people.
I know. They're children.
Yes. So clear.
What? This is part of what I'm talking about. She's trying to cover this guy from just filming this. This is something that started in 2020 because they kept getting arrested for committing crimes on camera. And I love that these people who are like, hey, we got to be able to see your face. Don't look at mine. The absolute what's the word I'm looking for here?
Childishness
of these assholes. Welcome back, dog.
Okay. I just realized I turned down the volume to my monitor. Like I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, gotcha.
Like, why can't I hear you guys? Oh, I turned because I didn't want my I was pulling something up and I couldn't want to make noise. Anyway, never mind. Sorry.
No, you're fine. We're just finishing up this video.
Oh my god. What? We do custom apps for a whole bunch of companies around Minnesota and the country.
Why are you filming?
Why are you filming us? There's a mob surrounding them because they were having lunch, you fucking crazy bitch.
And if you look, most of them are filming these guys, but it works one way only.
And that's a lovely chick with a yellow whistle there. She just seems sane.
Why are you recording this? Why you are on a public sidewalk harassing a dude?
Yeah, his excuse was because you're filming us.
Yeah. I don't even need that excuse from him. I mean,
yeah,
this is a fucking lynch mob forming around these people.
So
it's a struggle session.
I would have qualified because you're filming us with you fucking idiots.
Right?
I look like an ice agent?
Yeah, you look like a fucking ice agent.
Holy fucking Christ.
You look like an ice agent. What does that mean?
I would really like that lady right there, whoever she was. I'd like to show her like a Mexican ice agent just to see her head explode. They don't have like a look, you fucking retard.
This is what's wrong with the call.
No, it's not. No relationship with us. Wait, so do you
Why the
support?
fuck would I be supporting
Would you support?
Support what? Wait, you guys are acting?
You support
Fuck no.
ICE? Oh, okay. Yeah.
The way you guys are, I don't support ICE either.
Then why do you care? Then you should.
Why do you care that we're harassing you like this?
You know, this is something that makes me want to go have lunch in a neighborhood with a friend.
Yes.
Just I want someone to come up and start harassing me like that.
I got it.
Really do.
I got it. We're having a fundraiser now to get me, P Dog, and Jack all together at this restaurant to hang out wearing dark blue jackets.
How did our favorite streamers all get murdered? Well, they started a massive fight downtown.
the amount of fun I could have there.
Oh my God, we would make half these people cry in one way or another. They're a bunch of babies.
All right, let's wrap her up.
I'm just trying to enjoy my lunch. If you're not with us, then you're against us. Yeah,
Stop. That was the line that pissed me off. So they established, oh, we're not with ICE. Well, do you support ICE? Well, I'm having lunch, bitch. It doesn't matter.
It's worse than that because he even says I'm not for them either.
Right.
Yeah, but if you're not with us, you're against us.
But are you against them?
Because if you're not against them hard enough, then you're the bad guy.
In order to join them, because if you're not with us, you're against us, they would have had to start harassing themselves.
Yes.
Because when it comes to the ICE philosophy, he just told you he's on your side, and you yelled back, if you're not with us, you're against us.
You weren't with us enough. You weren't with us hard enough. Struggle session.
With these people, I can't, man. I don't understand how they can be this retarded. I mean, I guess I can, but I don't like that it's a real thing.
Well, I pointed out 3 different examples, 4 maybe, of people getting harassed. You know, yesterday we talked about the dude in the van. Today it's these guys getting food, just eating lunch, doing nothing. A guy going to his car in a parking garage. A dude just wearing a hoodie. And Jake Lang, who was actually doing a counter protest thing.
Well, he wasn't even doing the counter protest. He was there to do the same thing he does. He doesn't do counter protest anymore. He literally just goes to protest and interviews people, and just tries to establish connections between some of these professional organizations, protesting organizations, and the people that he sees at these protests.
My understanding was he was part of that march that was happening today.
Maybe I missed that part because I know what he's been doing because I watch his videos all the time because they're interesting, just seeing and you know, because you do see the same people no matter what the cause is.
Oh,
and, and they're usually just some, you know, socialist organization trying to, you know, wreak havoc in every place they go.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Now, and also, I don't know if you guys have heard this. This coming Friday, the 23rd, they're calling for a general strike in Minneapolis. Like there's some of the unions and some of the people who live in Minneapolis are calling for this strike in Minneapolis. And I've been thinking to myself, what the fuck is that going to do?
Well,
a lot of nothing.
I have an idea for you, P-Dog. Let me get this real fast. Comrade Kitty, thank you. Okay, so how much to get drone video view of you guys out there with a Hispanic announcer that screams, goal, when you win? Oh, that sounds fun.
Oh, can we wear sombreros?
Yes. P-Dog, I need you to get a whistle and just randomly drive around. Next time you're in Minneapolis, St. Paul, just randomly drive around and every so often lean out the window and blow your whistle real hard.
God, you know what? Don't give me fucking ideas.
I'm telling you.
I have, because I am a very long time basketball coach. I have lots of whistles still.
There you go.
Oh.
And I drive an F-150, but it kind of looks like an SUV.
You know what fun you could have? Go to like a meat packing plant and just blow your whistle and watch everybody run.
Oh man.
Dude,
you're giving me ideas.
Go to Home Depot and just blow the whistle real hard.
I mean, I don't go into Minneapolis or St. Paul that often. I mean, it's extremely rare. I don't have to. I live in a suburb. I live 15 minutes from the airport. If I'm going somewhere, it's either the airport or I can drive around the city on these 494 and 694. I don't have to go into Minneapolis for anything. My son doesn't live there anymore. He's in Denver. I don't have to go. But now that whistle idea, you got me thinking. You motherfucker.
Real quick here. Thank you, good little leftist, who says, we want all the cops to have body cams 100% of the time, but don't you dare be filming us.
Yes.
Yeah, oh my god, when that guy said that they should be wearing body cams when they're off duty too, that was one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever heard.
Can I just point out the body cam thing was supposed to crack down on all the police, and it actually just made the stories of police brutality go away?
Yeah. That's why I advocate for filming the police. Any encounter you see, because most of the time it's going to clear the cops, and it'll show you exactly how stupid people are, which is always entertaining to me.
It's amazing. It's almost like criminals lie.
Yeah.
Do you know how many body cam footage videos I've watched where the person being arrested yells, "I can't breathe"?
Too many.
Oh, sometimes just standing there. They'll be standing there saying, "I can't breathe." I'm like, bitch, I'm not even touching you.
Yeah, and for the record, it's rarely a suspect of color. It's always some fucking little skinny white bitch who's drunk.
Yep.
And apparently alcohol makes it hard for white girls to breathe.
But or they'll be, someone will walk in with handcuffs and they're yelling, "I can't breathe," as loud as they can out their lungs while they're walking and screaming, "I can't breathe." Bitch, it's obvious that you can breathe because you're talking and walking.
Yeah, nobody can be that obnoxious and be not breathing.
Faithless calls it exoneration cam. It's exactly what it turned out to be.
Yeah, most of the time, and it will catch some bad cops, which is good. You can filter them out that way. So filter out the handful of bad cops and exonerate the good ones, because there's plenty of pieces of shit out there that need to be in jail.
Thank you, John, for 9. One of you have to tell me how all of the nonsense is going so stupid. You want the real answer? Americans have it very, very good, and they're bored out of their fucking minds because they have no real problems to face. So they make them up constantly to feel like they're actually doing something. And when you're living in a fantasy world, you can't be just as bad as what happened to the last person. It's got to be even worse. That's how we got to it's literally worse than Nazi Germany. We watched that bitch last night.
Yeah. Part of it is main character syndrome with all this self-esteem boosting that we've been doing for 30 years, telling everybody how special they are. But you've got a lot of bored people that don't have hobbies, don't have any real interests, and they stumble across a cause and they become cause heads. They just go from cause to cause. 40 years ago, it was save the whales and the ozone. And now it's protect the criminals and pedophiles, apparently.
Job for 9. Thank you for both of these. One says the level of hypocrisy is severe mental illness. Hold that thought. And then he says, agree totally. Thank you for both of those. You have to understand also that these people are horrible at understanding analogy, which you need to fight hypocrisy. You have to actually be able to compare apples to apples. You can compare apples to oranges. That when they say don't compare those, you can, because if you're trying to eat an orange and you don't know the difference between the two, you're going to probably fuck it up. But they don't understand when things actually are like. You had people comparing Renee Good to Charlie Kirk getting shot, and they were like, I don't remember Charlie Kirk hitting anybody with his car.
Nope. I don't remember him being in a car.
He wasn't out there getting in law enforcement's way, trying to hamper them with his car turned side. But they're like, look, there were 2 shootings, so clearly they're the same thing.
No, you see, he was using words as violence, whereas she was using a car as violence.
No, see, they don't even go that far. I hear what you're going for with the joke there, but the reality is the 2 shootings, clearly it's the same.
Yeah.
And that's as deep as they ever get.
It's because most of these people, honestly, are not very smart or well-educated. Yeah. So when they make a comparison, it is incredibly hyper simplistic because that's all they can make.
Because people aren't taught how to think. They're taught what to think.
Yeah. And these people just go along with what they're told. They're good little useful idiots. Yeah. foot soldiers of the struggle sessions.
Okay.
Oh, wait. One last one.
Sure.
Last one. This is brand new. Drop it in the private chat. Check this.
What do we got here?
As man in Minneapolis being confronted and labeled a Nazi over alleged support for ICE before being assaulted and knocked out. Moments later, someone in the crowd shouts, "He's one of us."
Yeah, I didn't put that one in.
Their own dude.
They chased this dude. He's not injured, but yeah, they chased him down.
You're not a Nazi?
That's all they ask. He's one of us. Okay. He's one of us. Okay, good.
Yeah, but you know what? You never know.
You're fucking a white male.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of want to play this one out through the end because of how it ends.
Oh, okay.
You all right, dude? You all right? He's one of us. How do we know? How we know? I was with him earlier. Why you get ran out earlier? I don't know. He's one of us. I'm with them. Trust me.
Look at all those people wearing masks.
It's part of their uniform, so it's okay for them. Now, see that van coming?
Yeah. It is amazing how many of them do have their full face showing. You guys are forgetting the lessons of 2020. You get away with your crimes more with your face covered.
True.
It's what you guys blame ICE and claim they're doing. I'm glad you guys are showing your faces more because you're a bunch of shitty people and people should know who you are. But
yeah.
Hey, the whole time. You cut the story. You right, man?
Oh shit! It's the cops.
All right. Right now.
Back up. Yeah, save your Nazi. Put him in your Nazi van. Go get him some help. He needs a little bit of fucking mental health.
Oh, he was one of that?
No, he wasn't. But they attacked him because he was wearing camo. And what do you see these guys not wearing? Camo.
Why did they? So wait.
ICE just happened to see this.
Okay.
They saw him getting attacked, so they rolled up. He wasn't an ICE agent. They just rescued the guy.
Well, guess what? He is now.
Yeah. Now they're more convinced the guy's a Nazi.
Fucked. Oh god.
They really wanted to mess with that dude. They'll drive him like a block away, kick him out of the van, and be like, "Thanks for the info."
Wait a minute. Now I got a new idea with my whistle. I've got a new idea with my whistle. Just go to a protest and start blowing my whistle and pointing some random fucker going,
yes,
hey, he's ICE.
No, I if you guys live in a major city, anybody out there can do this, especially if you have a minivan or a suspect SUV. Just drive around and randomly blow whistles at places stereotypically that might cause an issue, and just record it and see what happens. It'll be wonderful, I promise you.
Oh my god. This is
If I had a white panel van, I would write free tacos on the side.
Hashtag whistles for all. We need to get this going. Everybody bring whistles to these things.
Well, you can contribute at my whistle fund in the chat there. It's up the top.
Yeah. There's a couple of places in Grand Rapids that next time we're down there, I'm gonna have Lady Monkey drive me by a store where I can get a whistle. And yeah, I'm gonna have some fun. Maybe during the Cherry Festival, head up to Traverse City and blow a few whistles up there, because that would be funny too. Just saying. For those of you wondering why that would work, cherries are very scared of whistles. That's all.
Well, I could do it even at work because they're doing a big renovation in our building, and a lot of the construction workers are from Ecuador, except they're all legit. They're all good dudes. I've been talking to a lot of them, but like half the crew's from Ecuador, and it's like, come to there blowing a whistle. fuck?
I,
Just
I,
give it a run.
I just think it would be fun for everybody to just start fucking with these people because they're all coming running when they hear a whistle. Run them around. You'll actually be doing them a favor because a lot of them are really fat and could use the exercise.
Oh, Darth Maul has a good idea too. Says give all the ICE agents whistles.
Start blowing whistles everywhere.
Start going around to where these people live and blowing whistles in their neighborhood. Watch them all scramble outside to look for the ICE agents.
Okay, so on our screen we have Comer. What's his name? James Comer.
James Comer.
And this is from last week when they were having the fraud investigation at the Oversight Committee there in the House.
The committee will now proceed with the Mace motion to subpoena the Department of. I'll recognize Ms. Mace to explain her motion.
Yes, this is to subpoena the immigration records of Ilhan Omar and her alleged brother husband and another husband whose names I cannot pronounce.
Her fucks farm is completely barren.
Yes.
She has no fucks to give whatsoever anymore.
Yeah, this was an amendment. I don't believe it went through because Comer, he's like, we can't do this because this is for the ethics committee to do.
Holy shit.
And then there's a Democrat who pops up. He's like, hey, if we can just investigate any claims some rando online makes about people, that'd be really bad. Like, okay, when it comes to the brother husband, this is not just something that started online. I mean, it did, but even what's your paper down there? The big one in Minneapolis,
The Minneapolis Star Tribune.
the Star Tribune. Even they were like, there might be something to this.
And they are the most Democrat-friendly paper in the country.
Yeah, and this is after for years they said, no, there's nothing to this. No, there's nothing to us. And then somebody finally looked and they were like, oh, This is not just randos on. She, one, might not even have been eligible for the, I don't know how much you guys know about that, but she might have been too old to get her citizenship from her dad.
Yes, her birth date was allegedly changed.
Allegedly changed. It was, what, 1981 on a whole bunch of documents, and then somebody asked about that, and suddenly it changed to 82, making her young enough that it would have been okay.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing to see here, guys, because if you investigate these, that's worthy of investigating. Her own paperwork stuff had the date that would make her too old to have been naturalized. That's not a just some rando. This isn't me calling Adam Schiff a dog fucker. I have no proof that he fucks dogs. He probably does.
I have suspicions.
Yeah, exactly. But there is some credible reason to look into this, and nobody can get these records. And so she's trying to get it put in there to, hey, we need to see those records. And Comer, you pussy ass motherfucker. You should have been on board for this. You said, yeah, let's see it. Let's put this to rest once and for all. Ilhan can come out and say, yes, everybody can see these records. She can put them out herself. She's not gonna. And her excuse for why they can't like give her birth certificate is because she was born in Somalia, so they don't have those records no more.
Right.
Do you guys know who Royce White is?
That name sounds very familiar.
He was an NBA player and he ran for the Senate in Minnesota. He's a black guy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
His whole feed right now is showing different Democrats on immigration, and he keeps saying, show this video to an ICE protester, like Obama talking about immigration, Amy Klobuchar talking about immigration. I might have to do that too. I'm going to get a whistle. I'm going to get a big old, the biggest fucking, like, what do you call, not laptop, what's the flat things? Nope, pad, whatever.
Tablet.
I'm going to get the biggest tablet I can find and just walk around showing videos of Democrats talking about immigration.
Yeah.
don't vote for this commie, this or not commie. Don't vote for this Nazi.
Well, a lot of we've said this from the beginning. The stuff that Trump said in 2015 when he first comes up, and this was not some radical right-wing nonsense when he comes out and says it. It's once he says it that they all decide that is right-wing. Obama, even Clinton. Clinton was talking about how we needed to secure the border.
Yeah, Trump's a 90s Democrat.
Yeah.
Still, half the shit he talked, even the tariff thing. Bernie Sanders was talking about tariffs in the 90s.
Yes.
So it's not like he's, he's not right wing at all.
No. But anything he backs, even if it was something that they were very in favor of, they're like, no, that's Nazi stuff. They got so broken with him. It's really been, I think that's why it's so noticeable and why it seems so crazy. The parties do switch back and forth on things from time to time, not the great swap that the left will try to tell you. But when it comes to just minor policies here and there, you'll see them swap back and forth. It usually takes a change in like the administration, like I'm trying to think of a great example, but you'll see them be like against tariffs and then for tariffs, and then no. One of the greatest ones is the line item veto, because when people are not in power, they're like, we shouldn't have a line item veto, and then once they get elected, they're like, I need a line item veto. So you're used to seeing that. You're not used to seeing them completely abandon everything just because one guy said something. Trump came out and said, we need to secure the border. And like, this motherfucker, he's Hitler. Because, yeah, that's what Hitler did. He secured his border and the border of France and Poland and the Czech Republic.
See, he went for volume.
He
volume
did.
of borders.
He just wanted to secure a much bigger border.
Yeah, got to secure them all.
But we've made the joke for a long time that if Trump came out and said he cured cancer, they'd be like, he put black oncologists out of work. I don't think that's a joke anymore. I think they would literally come out and be like, we're on cancer side. Would that surprise anybody, honestly?
I mean, no.
No. Or they'd find a reason why his curing cancer was problematic in 2026.
Yeah. All right. So in this, Nancy Mace offers this bill or this amendment, and Mr. Garcia has his own amendment to her amendment.
At the end of the motion, I'd like to add, pursuant to Clause 2K6 of House Rule 11, the committee shall subpoena all documents and communications from the Department of Defense regarding the military service record of Representative Corey Mills of Florida.
Amen.
All documents.
He thinks he has I don't know who that Corey guy is. I'm not familiar with him. I've seen his name, and I don't know why they're wanting to look into him. But he goes on this long rant, and Nancy Mace comes by, and you just heard her say amen. That was her. And she's like, yes, let's do that. And Garcia's just left like, oh.
Because he's not a serious person.
He's not a serious. This guy's a douchebag, man. I don't know how much you pay attention to our House of Representatives.
He's very similar to Eric Swalwell.
Mm-hmm. He's just a more normal looking human. That's not saying he's a good person. All right, let's move on to this one because we're just going to jump into the middle of it about here. This is Ariana Presley, the bald squad member. Did they kick her out of the squad? I never see them all hanging out together anymore. But
I don't know. But I'm sick of seeing Rashida Tlaib, the chin.
I never see her. I'm in Michigan and I never see that bitch.
She was in Minnesota today.
Of course she was.
Her and 28 people from Congress. They're doing oversight. Get the fuck
out. Is that little committee? The what do they call it? A field committee?
Yes.
Oh God, I saw bits and pieces of that where Ilhan said United States or U.S. goddamn states was her quote. And a lot of people got very mad about her. I don't really care about her saying that. She was trying to sound cool. You should have said motherfucking state, because goddamn state just has the religious connotations that some people are going to be offended at. You should have just said motherfucking state. You know what I mean? Because that's what she was going for. She was trying to emphasize, like, can't believe this is happening in the U.S. goddamn states, which, by the way, is kind of weird because you just said the United States goddamn states. I know you don't understand that because you're retarded, but U.S. goddamn states is redundant. But I did see part of that, and I saw her opening statement where she's like, I can't believe that ICE is mean to illegals. They're mean. Yeah. Okay. You know how you can keep ICE from being mean to illegals? They can all go home. To my knowledge, ICE is not in Ecuador right now rounding up illegals.
True.
Just saying.
Or just do like Florida does. Cooperate when they ask you for the hold orders, you know?
Yeah.
They're barely in Florida. You know, they're in places where no one honors the hold orders.
And this is, I mean, it's part of the strategy, because remember, they were like, you can't deport all these people. It's impossible. And Trump's like, here, watch. And a whole bunch of illegals left, and they're like, we can't let you deport all these illegals. They changed the wording just a little bit. Instead of it being impossible, they're going to make it impossible. And that's what it's about. It's all about keeping as many of them here as they can. You mentioned a little while ago that most of these people, there are warrants for them. We saw a lady yesterday. She strolls up on a bus and she's like, do you have a warrant? Do they have a warrant? And even the guy being arrested was like, yeah. And she's like, was it a real warrant?
No, it was written in crayon.
She should have said Allah damn state. She should have.
Well, the problem is, though, I hate to call them lawyers, but people giving legal advice on the internet saying that an ICE warrant isn't a real warrant. So now even if they have a warrant, they're saying the ICE warrant's not a real warrant. It's like,
they're out there spreading the lie that ICE can't arrest you.
Right.
That ICE has no power to arrest. Yeah, they actually do.
Yeah, they're federal law enforcement. Dumbasses.
Oh, it's fucking retarded. Anyway, I just wanted to play this clip here because this woman is so unhinged. They're talking about the fraud in Minnesota. Speaking of, you and I haven't talked about that, Doug. What do you think about the alleged Somali fraud there?
Oh, I believe it 100%.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I have look. I have friends who work in various industries, and the entitlement attitude that for some reason, because there's a big Hmong culture here too, because there was a lot of Hmong refugees here in the 70s, so there's a huge Hmong population, and they were never like this. They do their best to assimilate. They speak English as much as they can and whatever. But the Somali community thinks we owe them something. It's incredible sometimes. And so
I just want to say, in fairness to the Somali, it's because there's a lot of people telling them that we do.
Well, that too, but also so all this fraud stuff too, because there hasn't been a functioning government in Somalia for 50 years.
Yeah.
The culture there is bribes and under the table and all, just everything's fraud in Somalia because there's no government. You're going between warlord and warlords. You have to just bribe your way to get everywhere. So it's part of the culture. And even some of the Somalis here will say that, well, it's not a big deal. Fraud in the government, getting free money is not a big deal. And so you see all these people drive, and they say, you've heard this thing where, all these Somalis driving around in really nice cars and shit. And you're like, wait a minute. If 90% of you are on government assistance, how can you have a brand new BMW?
Yeah.
So it's they're, you know, it's just I believe it 100%.
I've had no problem believing it. But what is funny to me is how many people suddenly don't believe there can ever be corruption in government.
Rubes.
Like,
Well,
really?
and Minnesota facilitates. We've spent the last, ever since COVID, especially, they've make it easier for, you know, certain people to get businesses. You can get the business loan if you're like this lady was trying to get a business loan in one of the suburbs here, and I was hearing her talk about it, where she could not get the loan unless she was some an immigrant or Somali, something. Like, they literally will reserve loans for these people, but there's no criteria.
Yeah.
Other than you have dark skin. That's the only criteria for it. So it's like, you know, it's not they've made it so easy to get into like the daycare business and the transportation business that they've just all gone in there, gotten those businesses, gotten the government money. They get someone to come in and say, okay, I'm one of the people I'm doing this for, you know, like with the transportation companies. They don't have to prove that they took someone somewhere. So you guys see fucking guys driving around in vans. I didn't notice it until that Nick Shirley guy got here. Nick Shirley's not the brightest bulb in the tree. I don't know if you've noticed.
I've noticed that with some of the interviews. Yeah.
He's not super articulate. He's not bright, but the guy he's running around with has been doing this for 10 years, studying these businesses.
Yeah, Nick seems to be more like a reporter who, old school reporting, that they would go out and find an activist to talk about the thing. And the reporter themselves didn't know shit. That's why they talked to the other guy. And that's what Nick really seems like to me.
Yeah, he's also really young, so
he's like 22.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything.
But that other guy, I noticed that especially in the national media, nobody paid attention to that older gentleman he was running around with. They all like, he showed up alone to find kids. Like, bitch, he had a camera crew and another guy with him.
That's probably better for that guy's safety, though.
Probably. But the whole narrative is that, nope, it's just this MAGA dude from online who started all of this. He even says in the one video that guy, one of the early videos, the starting videos, that guy is the one who brought it to his attention and that he's been doing this for a decade. And the media they didn't want to talk to him at all. Nobody brought him on to discuss, you know, what he's seen over the last decade.
No, he's too many facts with him. That's not okay.
All right, so Ariana here, they're supposed to be discussing the fraud going on there in Minneapolis with all the Somali money. But instead, she wants to talk. This one here, BitMEX apparently got a pardon. A company got a pardon. She's like, can you believe it? I don't know enough about it to talk about it, but yeah, I can believe it. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, they still fund those corrupt NGOs that Doge talked about, so why wouldn't they?
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Jack.
No, it just makes sense. I mean, the government's full of dipshits and kickbacks, so.
To raise your hand in opposition, that means that you support this pardon of this corporation that frauded folks to the tune of $100 million.
Refusal to participate is not an expression.
Reclaiming my time.
To participate
You know the rules of committee?
One way or the other.
The rules of committee? This is my time.
I know that.
By the way, this is a congressman she's talking to who was up there testifying. She's talking to a colleague here.
Does anyone else think that this looks like she's trying to sign people up to sell energy drinks for like her multi-level marketing?
She's trying to sell Energon.
Yeah.
I'm curious about her statement. Something about if you don't support this, you support this. You are saying you support this pardon. It doesn't matter if they support a pardon or not. A pardon, they have nothing to do with pardons. They can't do anything about it.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you endorse what's happening.
Yeah, all they can do is bitch about it.
Yeah, and you'll notice that it says that they violated anti-money laundering laws and enabled global sanction evasion. And then she's talking about how they defrauded people of money. Neither of those things is defrauding people of, maybe the money laundering, taxes, get out of taxes with it, but otherwise she's making it sound like they're the Krasensteins.
Are you sure that it sounds like the Krasensteins?
Oh God, I hate their voices. I thought they were gay before I ever heard them talk, and then they did, and I'm like,
I'm only going to talk in a Krasenstein voice for the rest of the show. Will that bother you at all? Do you think that's okay?
Energon, is she a Decepticon? No, Energon is from Always Sunny. It's the thing that D tries selling. Isn't it? No, it's the Invigoron. Invigoron. My bad. The Invigoron.
Energon powers Transformers.
I thought Transformium did that. Didn't they establish that in the third movie?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Energon, because it's the Energon cubes that they're always hunting.
But in the movies, they moved on from, what was the original thing in the first two movies? That big cube?
The Matrix?
No, they didn't call it the Matrix. What'd they call it? It's the big cube that Bumblebee touches it and it gets small enough for Sam to carry. Allspark. The Allspark. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Transformium is the metal they're made of.
I thought I don't care. I'm just going back to my crazy.
You're trying to out nerd all the nerds in the audience right now.
I never got into the lore of Transformers, so I will defer to my nerds.
Yeah, the chat's just screaming at you with all the answers. It's great.
I'm
It's all
okay.
Transformium, Allspark.
While you guys were learning that, I was having sex. That's mean. I'm sorry. I'm sure one of you had sex.
My decisions.
Yeah, we were all learning that. My kids were at high school graduation.
That's fair. All right. Anyway, I like getting to make nerd jokes because I'm a nerd myself. There's just certain nerd pockets I'm not in. You know.
Well, considering I was like 8 when I learned about Energon, I'm pretty cool with not having sex at that age.
Was that in the
cartoons? Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I never watched the cartoon. I didn't like the Transformers cartoon, and it wasn't for the Transformers. It was the people, the little kids that they ran around. I hated them.
GoBots was worse for that though.
They absolutely were. Yeah.
I hate that shit. I want to watch giant robots. I watch a show about giant robots. If I want to watch monster movies, I don't want a bunch of humans named humans. You could have some terrified civilians running around, but they should be getting eaten and stomped on.
Anyway, back to this. Oh, whoops.
I am here as a member of the public.
Reclaiming my time. You are not, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair.
That's what I know.
You are not in order with the rules of the committee. This is my time. This is my.
Doesn't she seem a little unnaturally angry here? All he did was point out that him not raising his hand didn't mean he was actually supporting it. And she's losing her shit.
Well, because you can't tell her that I don't support it because she just said I did.
It just seems to me that the level of anger is a bit off. Like her SSRIs aren't working properly.
Well, I mean, how dare he speak to a woman of color like that?
Time.
That's
I
our
ask the
dollars.
questions and you answer, but you're too much of a coward to answer. So we're going to move on. Now, yesterday.
He was trying to answer.
I don't think that what she's talking to a congressman, so that would violate the rules of the committee too by saying that. Personal disparagement.
Is there, I was gonna say, is there a rule against being a giant bitch?
You were losing your shit because he was trying to answer, and then you called him too much of a coward to answer.
Where's Nancy? She'll fight down in the well there.
Oh, well.
Oh,
Nancy does come up. Is that? Oh, yeah. We're gonna jump ahead to the end here. because this part is funny.
This is not grandstanding.
Exactly
this is
what
accountability.
Minnesotans hate about DC.
This is accountability, and you are hypocrites. So again, I will take your
Thanks for
refusal
demonstrating my opening
Mr. Chairman,
Reclaiming
order,
my
decorum.
time.
She's off the
Reclaiming
rails.
my time. I'm not.
That's Nancy Mace yelling that she's off the rails.
Was that Walter Hudson?
It might have been.
Say what you will about Nancy Mace. I find her very entertaining.
Yeah, look, Nancy is probably the smartest of the congressional thoughts on the right, which, by the way, that's a low bar. She fucks stuff up all the time. But she's better than most of them, especially when it comes to like clapping back and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like Nancy Mace and Luna.
I do like Mace when she's not being retarded, but it's a coin flip whether she's gonna be.
Off the rails, please.
You are
Enough
totally
with your
off the
tropes.
rails.
Nancy, enough with your tropes. Give me my time back.
Order, Mr. Chairman.
If Republicans were serious about reclaiming
me.
I just want to remind you, these are our leaders. They make the laws you have to live by.
We use the word leader pretty liberally around these parts, apparently.
You press my time. My constituents.
You have no time left.
You don't get to accuse me of things that you can't do.
You're out of time. You're out of time.
There's no
You're out of time. We're done here. We're done.
Touch in out of time.
At least
Mr. Chair, she's out of time.
Time's
We're
expired.
out of order and out of time.
Ms. Presley, you've
You all
already
are very
secured your
unserious.
MSNBC spot tonight.
Oh, shit.
Can we get Kennedy down here to give everybody a detention?
Oh my God, that was wonderful.
Your time's required.
Looking for
Chair
accountability,
recognizes Miss
and you
Mace
want to
from
run
gonna be
from the
so good on
Carolina.
MSNBC.
Chair
You're a
recognizes
king.
Miss Mace.
And this administration.
Thank you, Mr.
Chair
Chairman.
recognizes Miss
And
Mace.
Mr. Chairman, I agree. She's
don't
going to be
care
a great
about
host on
hungry children. You wouldn't be
MSNBC.
cutting
This is my
I
time.
wouldn't want to jump
I
in front of
reclaim
Miss
my
Mace if I
time.
were you, Miss
I
Presley.
reclaim my time. This is my time.
I wouldn't want to interrupt Miss Mace. It's her time. Chair recognizes Miss. Oh,
Mr. Chair,
You're out of order.
she did not get all of her time.
Mr. Chairman,
She wants to insult us for 10 more seconds.
What do we have to do?
She wants to insult us for 10 more seconds. This is our Congress, guys.
Well, the guy saying that I think was Hudson, who,
Yeah.
in reality, he was kind of breaking the rules of the committee. He's supposed to only answer questions, but he wasn't having the insults thrown at him. That he's like, he doesn't care. He's a Minnesota state legislator. He's not.
Okay, so that's what he is. Okay, not a.
He's there as one of the people being testifying.
My problem with that, with the rules and all that, is these idiots, and both sides do this a lot. It's how they get their little clips to go viral. They'll ask a question and then be like, "No, you can only say yes or no. This is my time. This is my time."
Yes.
You drug these people up there to answer your fucking questions. Let them answer your fucking questions. And my bigger problem with it is half the time they don't even. It's one thing if you cut them off where they're not answering the question, fine. But so often it's literally right as they start to talk, like, "This is my time. This is my time." Fuck you. You're just grandstanding. This is why nothing ever gets done. This is why we pay these people way too much to be there way too long. If they had to only be there when they were doing their job and actually, and I'm not talking about passing a bill or anything. There's some good congressional oversight that needs done. But if they were only paid for that, they'd be making minimum wage. We give them $174,000 a year because they have to they got to be on call 24/7. Not really. You can insult each other on Twitter. I do it to people all the time. I was just insulting Ted Lieu the other day.
Well, Ted Lieu deserves it.
To get this woman in order.
Her time is expired. Chair recognizes
You're
Miss
going to be great
Mace.
on TV. You're really good. No, baby, you're not. No, baby, you're not. You are not in order. You're out of order. Goodbye. You're done.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, it's my
Chair
5
recognizes
minutes.
Miss Mace.
Are we good here?
$174,000 a year, guys.
They're getting a lot done.
I want to run for Congress and do nothing but yell at dumb people. It'd be great.
The last clip I have from this is Mace's questioning, and I'm pretty sure this is Mayor Fry that she's talking to for part of this.
Breathtaking amount of fraud, the scope and scale perpetrated against the American people by Somalians in Minnesota. Screeching.
I wish she'd say Somalis.
Somalis, yeah. But in fairness, it's not. You can't just blame this on the Somalis.
Right.
This is like blaming Trump for not paying his taxes by using tax loopholes. He just used what was there.
Yeah, there's supposed to be oversight on this stuff. Where are all the people that are supposed to be doing audits and checks? Where are the checks and balances here? There's got to be people getting kickbacks.
Well, as we discussed before, let's just take Ilhan Omar as an example. Do I think she got direct kickbacks? No. But here's how you play the game. The Somalis get the dirty money. They then take that dirty money and they donate it to her campaign. And she can say, I didn't get that money. She then takes that money from her campaign and gives it to her consultant husband, who then gets to bring it home to her.
Yeah, it's still a kickback.
That's why I think Tim Walz dropped out of the race. There's another shoe about to drop about where all this money's been going and how much of it's going into his campaign coffers, how much has been going to, in Minnesota, they call them the DFL, Democrats, how much has been going in the Democrats' campaign coffers. And you'll notice I've been scrolling through every Minnesota congressional, Democrat and the senators, whatever, not one of them has mentioned anything about the fraud scandals at all, and have never been asked in interviews about the fraud scandals at all. And I think the DFL said nobody talks about this except for the governor. And Ilhan Omar sort of, but there hasn't been a peep, and they don't shut up about anything. So I'm pretty sure this is about to hit the fan. And you know what? They're happy that there's this chaos going on in Minneapolis right now, because now they don't have to talk about it. They can talk about that instead, and they can talk about ICE. There's something coming, because there was also rumors that our governor was going to resign too, and I think that has to do with it. But now he's got something else he can flap his lips about, at least for now, to get people to maybe forget about this for a while. But I don't think it's going away.
I told Jack when he first dropped out that something else had to be coming, because even if all of the fraud allegations are true, every daycare in Minneapolis is fraudulent. The worst you can say just based on that about Walz is that they didn't do oversight. And yeah, you can go, yeah, that's horrible, and he's a bad governor, but he still would get reelected in Minnesota. The only reason for him to drop out of what he even called in his dropout speech a historic third run is if he was worried about what else was coming. Because he would have survived just, hey, there's some fraud, some Somali fraud. Well, he's not Somali. The only reason for him to drop out is there is some dirt he thought was buried that he knows somebody found.
Well, some of it is that, they already have Keith Ellison on tape talking to Somalis about getting campaign cash from them.
Real quick, just for people who don't know, Ellison is the AG out there. Go ahead.
He's the Attorney General, correct. And there's also, the other scandals that there are people actively in the government who have been changing documents and things. So
yeah, we saw that where the documents, they inserted some that didn't exist, and then they changed dates and shit on other ones. Yeah.
And by the way, this is, while it's new to the rest of the country, it's not new here. Sure. This has been going on for 10 years. And all these whistleblowers are breathing down his neck too. They documenting how much stuff has been going on, and how the legislature just looked the other way, and probably how the governor just looked the other way. Everyone looks the other way when they've been penalizing people here They've been retaliating against anyone who says anything. They've been told not to say anything. Well, now they're all talking. So it's not. This is as soon as this shit blows over in a couple weeks, maybe they'll have something else to talk about, and it's going to go right back to that.
You're right about this chaos helping them, and there's a couple of things that I've seen. Even Trump, when he blasts some stuff out, like, you guys are letting this one slip away, and it's kind of an important one. It really is, because we're not just talking about Minnesota fraud. This is, although P-Dog here in my state, they assured us there's no reason to look into it because there's nothing there. That we have good oversight. There's no reason to even audit the system to see if there's a problem. Don't worry, the governor said so.
Right.
This comes from the government who wanted to, seriously, we have a watchdog group built into our government to oversee the governor and give reports on her. And she tried to defund them. But don't worry, she didn't do that because she's up to anything dirty. No. We have plenty of things in place that we don't even have to look if anything dirty's going on. And if you believe any of that, I still have an assload of bridges that are for sale. Tons of them. I just love that there's voters out there going, yeah, that made sense. She tried to get rid of the oversight group and then just tells us, no, we got plenty of oversight. There's none to see here. I do want to at least say, at least my state, as bad as it is, isn't as corrupt as, say, Illinois or apparently your state, P-Dog.
It's blown up here. I'm telling you.
We have different kinds of corruption. Sorry, guys, my drink ran out, and I'm very thirsty. My throat has been very dry recently. I got to get some more soda up in here. All right, let's let Mace ask some of her questions.
Democrats, like you just heard, at our witnesses. Democrats on this committee don't want to talk about Minnesota fraud because Minnesota fraud is Democrat fraud. You're going to make a great host on MSNBC. You're going to be great.
Stop, repeat. That wasn't even your line. But she's right. This is what we were just getting at. This isn't just, you can't blame the Somalis. You can, they were committing fraud, but it was in a system that was set up by Democrats for this purpose. Whether you think it was to defraud people or not, it was to just give out blank checks of your fucking money. Well, unless you're a Democrat and don't have a job, so it's my money. But anyway.
And this is a cover-up. I mean, the very definition of cover-up. And so while we're still trying to understand the scale of the fraud, it appears that the amount of fraud we are talking about could exceed the size of GDP in Somalia, the size of its economy.
In fairness, it's small. I mean, what is the Somalian GDP? 3 nickels?
What's the value of a cargo ship?
Less than the city of Hoboken.
What does it say? Dems got a cut of every dollar. Yeah, I think that when this all, I don't want to say every dollar, because I'm sure there's some of the smaller Somali daycares that they just were opportunists, but many of them, yeah. That what's the name of that place that supposedly got all the food for the kids during COVID? The one that Ilhan. Yeah. They definitely gave kickbacks.
Well, that lady is the contact on 47 of the daycares.
Yes.
And yes, so one of the Lou Saguz, or whatever his name is here, he's a local reporter, went and looked at 7 of the daycares that were in Nick Shirley's thing. 2 of them closed, 5 open. But between them, they got about $6 million in Feeding Our Future money. Okay. But none of those people, the people who were running Feeding Our Futures, got arrested, but none of those people have been charged with anything that got the money. In those daycares. So the Feeding Our Future we're kicking back the money to the daycares too, and so it's not even most of those daycares were never prosecuted, even though they got a lot of that money. It's a big money laundering thing.
And I do just want to reiterate, this has nothing to do with skin color. It has to do with where they're from. P-Dog brought this up about Somalia earlier. Somalia has been a horrible, shitty, at sometimes no government run shithole for a long time. It is a world of warlords and corruption. And that's not a guess. That's not being mean to them. And this is what these people were raised in. It's amazing how when you raise kids Catholic, they come out Catholic, and you raise them Somali, they come out Somali.
Mom, Dad, I'm Somali.
Yeah. It's kind of like you see, and some Italians would be mad about this, but when the Italian, let's call them men of criminal taste, come over from Sicily and stuff. I mean, where they came from was corrupt, so they just brought their corruption here. How long did it take us to beat that shit down? When you import a bunch of people from, places that are corrupt, chances are you're importing some corrupt people. That's saying.
Crazy talk.
Is what we're talking about. So let that sink in, the amount of fraud we're talking about. My first question is this, Mr. Balyu, this afternoon. Should Somalians in Minnesota be required to speak English, their citizens? Yes or no? Should they be required to speak English if they're American citizens?
I think that question is really inappropriate.
Why is that inappropriate?
Because he doesn't like the question.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Because there's nothing inappropriate about that. You can say no. You say no, they shouldn't be required to speak English. But you're not even, it's inappropriate to even ask that question.
Here's why.
Ah, shit. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Should they? It's not inappropriate. This is the United States of America. Do you speak English? Should Americans speak English? Citizens speak English? Yes or no?
Point of inquiry: is English the official language of the United States? It's a question.
Mr. Chairman, I'm being interrupted again by another
parliamentary inquiry.
I would like to.
You are allowed to make valid parliamentary. You guys ever read the parliamentary rules? I tried to, and they're so boring and bland that I couldn't. The parliamentarian for the Senate and the House, those people deserve way more money than they get. I don't care how much they're being paid, because that is some boring nonsense.
Well, yeah, parliamentary inquiry must be a question about the rules, not about how people ask questions. It's there are some minor rules about asking questions in parliament, but it's not really about it's about the order, who gets to talk and whatnot. So
yeah, it's procedural. There's things, but what you can't bring up is like is that the official language? That's not a valid inquiry. But he has to do that because he needs his MSNBC clip of the night. Look, he owned Nancy Mace by pointing out that it's not the official language, even though it should be. Anyway.
Reclaim my time, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to reclaim my time.
She's asking the witness.
A popular theme today.
That's not a valid inquiry.
It's a point of inquiry.
Women have a right to speak in this committee. Conservative women have.
I'm interrupting her. If I could. I interrupted her. If I could just finish interrupting her, sir.
That'd be great.
The right to speak here and not be interrupted by my male colleagues. Mr. Chairman, I would like to reclaim my time. I lost like 10 seconds there.
Okay, we'll give you 10 seconds.
Okay, my next question is, should Somalians who committed fraud be denaturalized and deported, Mr. Balyu?
Again,
yes,
I'm not sure that's an appropriate question because
should people who committed fraud, Somalis who committed fraud, be denaturalized and deported? That is not a That is an inappropriate question, ma'am. By the way, denaturalization can happen, and it's predicated usually on breaking the fucking law.
The law, it's like a civil infraction or something, right?
This man, who's some kind of lawyer, he said he's there to talk about the law. So she just asked him about. That's an inappropriate question, ma'am. It's an uncomfortable question for you, but that doesn't make it inappropriate. Why is that inappropriate? Asked Blue Eye. Because he knows if he says no, that he's supporting fraud, and if he says yes, he's going to get strung up by the Democrats when he gets home. That's why. Isn't it weird that it's racist to even suggest people who broke the law? Again, one of the things we can denaturalize people for, that it's racist to even suggest those people should be non-citizens again.
Maybe she should only be asking about people who have CDLs.
Yeah.
then that would be an appropriate question. Should a Somalian immigrant who drives a truck in the United States of America be able to have to speak English to have their CDL? There. Now, is that a better question, shithead?
My biggest problem, even if you don't like the questions, they're not inappropriate. Right. She's not. I'm trying to think of what an inappropriate question would be. She's not going, hey, do Somalians have bigger dicks? That would be an inappropriate question at a congressional hearing.
Yeah.
This is dealing with the fraud that the fucking committee is investigating. Anyway.
Majority of Somali
So if you commit fraud in this country and you...
I don't know if you heard what he said there, but he's going to say it again. And just you have to... It's mind-blowing how stupid his answer is.
Are here from Somalia, you don't believe they should be denaturalized and deported.
Again,
how much fraud would it take for you to want to denaturalize and deport someone who committed fraud in this country? How much?
Again,
$1 billion, 9 billion, 19 billion? What would it take for you?
Most Somali Minnesotans are citizens.
That's what she's asking about.
Yeah. Way to pay attention, guy.
Although a lot are birthright citizens, like they're born here and live here. But it just reminds me of another scan that they're doing, or that they do. So with these transportation companies going to medical appointments, they pretend not to speak English, so they have to have an interpreter. But then they'll have a Somali interpreter, and they charge about $100 an hour with a minimum of 8 hours.
Oh,
so that's another scam that
nice
they do.
Grift.
Because I know that because of personal knowledge of someone very close to me, in that where they all have interpreters, but then you figure out they actually speak English.
Thank you, Frank. He could answer no each time they say it's inappropriate, or pretend to be offended by a question. It's due to they don't want to be honest. Well, sure. I mean, look at his answer right there. Her question was, should they be denaturalized? And his answer was, they're mostly citizens. Well, not if they're denaturalized. That's what the fucking question was, you idiot.
I think he'd be better off pleading the fifth. It'd be less stupid than what he's doing.
Yeah.
Well, there's no pleading the fifth because he wouldn't be incriminating himself.
Oh, that doesn't matter. It would sound less stupid than what he's saying.
Speaking of pleading the fifth, I don't care about the rest of this. If you guys want to watch it, I don't even have long links, but I can give you these shorter ones. But go look up the House Oversight Committee on Minnesota fraud, and you'll get tons of hits for it. I want to talk about Jack Smith. Jack Smith, who was investigating President Trump, brought 2 different cases against him, one of which was completely retarded. The other one was still retarded, but not completely. I think he used 1 or 2 actual words in there. He just had 2 of his deputies interviewed by the House. And between the two of them, they pleaded the fifth 140 plus times.
Oh, it seems like they would have done it more than that.
At a House Oversight Committee, they pleaded the fifth. And remember, guys, you plead the fifth so you don't incriminate yourself. Jack Smith is supposed to be going, I think it's Wednesday. He's going up to the House to give a closed door interview. And it'll be interesting to see how many times he pleads the fifth, because one of the questions they want to ask him is why he paid some informant $20,000 for information. Now, we give people money all the time for helping police out. You know, there's rewards for the arrest and capture kind of thing. But typically, you don't see a prosecutor paying out money for a witness.
Seems a bit inappropriate.
A little bit, doesn't it?
Well, here's the thing. When you're using taxpayer money, you can pay really well.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Paid to testify. Well, here's the thing, Faithless. Nobody is sure exactly what informant this was or what information they gave him. I don't know why that would be secret from Congress when you're a special prosecutor. We're not talking about grand jury testimony here. We're talking about who would be getting 20 grand of your money to go after Trump in a case that shouldn't have been brought in the first place.
I'm with Evolved. It was probably his mistress.
I wouldn't be shocked. His mistress is a consultant or some stupid shit. But yeah, two of his deputies in this case, one of them pled the fifth. I think it was 74 times. Excuse me. And the other one was 77. You know, being asked about a criminal investigation of the former president, at the time as former president. And they pled the fifth in this.
That doesn't make me suspicious at all.
How is this not on every news channel at the top of the Chiron? Jack Smith deputies refused to answer questions about what they did.
Same way the fact that Clinton's blew off their subpoenas, is it?
Yeah, why haven't they been held in contempt? Why aren't they in jail right now? They should be at Rikers, just like Manafort was.
Yeah, no one's above the law, right? That's what they told us.
No one's above the law, bitches.
Yeah, that's what Pam Bondi said the other day, but she's refusing to comply with the law to release all the Epstein files unredacted.
I'm just so tired of the blatant corruption that the stuff we find out about. I mean, the Jack Smith stuff was pretty bad without this part of it, without knowing that these idiots pled the fifth. I would really like to, these were closed door sessions, so I'd really like to see the transcripts of the closed door sessions to see which questions they were pleading the fifth over. Pleading the fifth does not mean you're guilty. We agree on that, right, guys?
Yep.
Sometimes it makes sense because they can trap you with what you say. You can say something wrong. You can be Michael Flynn and get the date wrong a little bit that doesn't materially change anything, and they charge you. So pleading the fifth, generally, yeah, it can be you're innocent and you're just trying not to screw yourself over.
Right. But
I don't believe that's the case here. I mean, remember these cases were what? The Mar-a-Lago one and election fraud. Interfering with an election. And if you read the indictments, they were both really bad. They had to stretch shit to try to make it fit, a la Alvin Bragg kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So when those two guys are pleading the fifth, I am a little skeptical, and I'd like to see the question, because if they're like, "What's your name?" and he's like, "I plead the fifth," okay, he's just being an asshole, pleads on everything. If it's, "Hey, who was this guy you gave 20,000 to?" and you're pleading the fifth, well, that's a whole different ballgame. I think we need to get rid of the Fifth Amendment in many cases. And look, guys, I'm not saying ignore the Fifth. I'm saying we need to amend it.
Yeah, if you were to say hypothetically that no active government employee or somebody testifying about their time working for the government can use the Fifth Amendment to hide behind,
yeah,
I'd be all for that.
Yeah, when it's stuff that it's bad enough that criminal defense people get away with this shit all the time, but I get it. But when it comes to the people who are using my money to do things, these guys were paid by us. How the fuck do they get up there and go, nah, I'm not going to tell you?
It's a secret.
Yeah, so I don't want to get rid of it for everybody, just for politicians and government employees and anybody spending my fucking money. You should have to answer for that. That's all I'm saying. And if the answer would incriminate you, maybe you shouldn't have done whatever it was you did.
Speaking of that, did you read that article I sent you, Monkey?
I doubt it because I didn't do any reading today.
Oh, okay.
What was the article?
Hold on, I'll see if I can pull it up real quick because the title alone gives it away, and I don't want to spoil it by getting it wrong. Just give me one second here. There were a couple articles that I found interesting, and the Pam Bondi one was really annoying because she's trying to keep all the redactions in place, saying that the DOJ is above the law, basically. But there was some news coming out of the UK. Where is it?
While you're looking for it, meanwhile, their leaders and the lawmakers, they don't get the benefit of the Fifth. They shouldn't. I especially in something like this where you're talking about an unprecedented move. Remember how much they talked about Trump is breaking tradition? They didn't care about that when it came to charging this man. This unprecedented move to go after this guy for stuff that they couldn't even say was illegal. When it comes to the election interference, there's not a single bit of Jack Smith's evidence that he used in there that said Trump did not honestly believe that the election was stolen. And as long as he honestly believed it, which I do believe Trump believes, there's never been any indication that Trump thought he lost that. So as long as he believed it all, nothing he did was wrong. He tried to get it made right. And as the president, defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. It was his fucking job to do that if he believed it. So the whole thing was wrong from the beginning. And now these guys get up there and be like, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. That might get me in trouble. Have you seen the kind of shit the government does to people? Okay, maybe they got a point. Find it, Jack?
Just a second. I sent it to someone else, but it didn't close the link, so now I got to find the fucking link.
Oh, fine.
That's so fucking irritating.
Faithless
I hate that.
Faithless says, I believe it was stolen still. I've come more around to the stolen. Look, you guys know my opinion on this. I don't know for sure. I do know that the press was very dirty, and in that case, there's no doubt that it was, I'm using air quotes, stolen. But when it comes to the actual, questions on the ground, would it have been enough to change the outcome? I don't know. It is weird to me that a sitting president with more votes than he got in his original election lost, because that's never happened in the history of ever. But whether you and I believe it is irrelevant, Faithless. I'm with you. I think that there was some dirty shit that went on that probably cost Trump the election. But when it comes to Trump's behavior afterwards, it doesn't matter if we believe him. It's what he honestly believed at the time. It's very much like defamation, right? If I have a sincere belief that Adam Schiff fucks dogs, right? And I have it based on something I saw about him fucking dogs. And he's like, you said I fuck dogs. I have a reason for it. I actually believe it. I wasn't just being malicious. It's not defamation. It can be if you're if you don't believe it, you're lying, then it is. But there are exceptions for stuff like that. because what a defendant believes is important. It's just like the cop who shot, or the federal agent who shot Renee Good. It doesn't matter whether or not she was trying to run him over. It's what he thought was happening in that moment. What a reasonable person standing in front of a car that is driving rapidly towards him would think in that moment. And when it comes to Trump and what Jack Smith was doing there, like he knew everybody was telling him that the election was fine. Doesn't matter. As long as he actually believed that it was fraudulent, everything he did is on the up and up. Everything he did is justified and frankly mandatory. Find it yet?
Yes.
What you got?
Sorry, Evil One. I accidentally sent it to you. I was supposed to send it to Monkey. So Helen McCaw served as a senior analyst in financial security at the UK Central Bank.
Mm-hmm.
And her job was to prepare for events that could impact the economy, right? She has now written to Andrew Bailey, the bank's governor, urging him to organize contingencies for the possibility that the White House may one day confirm that we are not alone in the universe.
Oh.
Yes, she believes that a declaration of that magnitude could send shockwaves through the markets and trigger bank collapse and civil unrest. And she is concerned that this is going to happen soon.
I mean, are there still people who don't think that there's other life out there?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it is important to have a contingency plan so that the aliens recognize our money.
I mean, even if you're religion, like Christianity, for example, does not exclude the idea of extraterrestrials. It just would mean God didn't tell us about it because it was none of our business.
Yeah, well, the Vatican specifically came out and said they believe in the possibility of aliens.
Yeah.
And they're going to want to convert them, I'm sure.
I mean, if aliens actually came down, that would probably freak people the fuck out. But just the announcement that we're not alone in the universe, I don't think that would really cause markets to crash and shit.
No, I think it would make for a lead balloon though, because they would try and distract. Don't look at Minneapolis. By the way, aliens are real. There's no Somali fraud. Space aliens did it.
There might be life in the universe, but it's not. It's likely not in a state or location that could affect us. Yeah. That's why if aliens did come down, I think it would freak us out, because that would mean they had the ability to travel long distances.
Yeah, it depends on where they're at, how much life is out in the universe, and are they carbon-based or silicone-based? That would make a difference. What the level of technology they have is. There's a lot of factors that go into that, but I'm not ruling out the possibility they announced that this year, because everything else is going completely bonkers. Why not?
I think that we have some evidence of life out there that has been just kept under. I mean, look at the videos that came out when they're finally like, yeah, we did find some UFOs. We're not saying they're aliens, but there was some weird shit. They buried that stuff for fucking ever. And our governments have been a little bit overly cautious at times, Jack.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you want to look like you're in control, and an external force that's completely alien, literally, to Earth would be something that would make people question your authority, your ability to maintain protection and sovereignty. There's a lot of things that could go into that would make people very scared and nervous.
Yeah.
And they don't like not having that perceived control. So I just thought it was interesting that a high-ranking advisor would come out and say something like this. We've seen more and more of that. We've seen the push for more disclosure of federal documents from some of our representatives. The first hearings on UFOs were 2 years ago. The first one's in 52 years. So it's pretty interesting that this has been kind of an ongoing thing, kind of underlying in the background.
Whoops. Sorry, my internet cut out there for a second. Can you imagine if next week they came out and went, okay, guys, we've kept this quiet long enough. Yeah, Roswell actually happened. That would shatter everything. Do you know how many religions would actually probably implode?
Either people are going to become religious or they're going to flee religion. I don't know which, but probably a little bit of both.
But it could be even less than that. I mean, with our ability right now, there's no way we're like going to get to Andromeda, right?
Yeah.
Our technology just isn't there. But you know what we can do? Send a probe there and it land on some random planet that happens to be inhabited, and suddenly there's a probe there and they realize alien life. What if Roswell was just an alien probe? No aliens ever actually came down.
Well, there is the theory that the occupants of the craft were some sort of robots or androids.
Yeah. So I mean, it wouldn't even mean that we were in any kind of danger. It would just shatter a lot of people who are like, there's no way there's life out there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if we like Elon Musk was talking about this the other day, that if they go to Mars and we find like ruins of a civilization there, that would have the same impact as if one landed on the White House lawn.
Yeah. I mean, Mars makes sense for there to have been life there before. There's a lot that gets into that, but I don't think we're alone in the universe, guys. And I don't think that it's funny to me anytime people of science like what would life look like on any other planet? And it never looks anything like anything on this planet. Like, why would you think that tripeds grew up in this? Because the gravity's a little different, so you didn't need a fourth leg?
Cephalopods, dude.
I'm calling them tripods.
No, that's what we're gonna end up with. It's gonna be squid people.
It's never anything. There's no humanoids. That's all in science fiction. But when you ask them about actual, people, they're like, no, they'd have fur on the back of not their necks, because they have knees where their necks would be. It's actually more science fiction than science fiction is.
Yeah. What if they poop out of their mouth? Then they literally talk shit.
Yeah. Then they could end up in Congress.
Yeah.
And on that note, we're going to wrap this one up. Guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight. Retro, I hope you feel better, my friend. Everybody who's not feeling well, I hope you feel better. Thank you for the donations. You guys are so kind. Jack, anything on the show?
No, I haven't done anything. Go subscribe to P-Dog and watch his show.
Well, now I can't ask him if he wants to shill anything.
Yeah, well, he can still shill, but thank you guys for the tips. You guys are awesome.
I used to have a standard thing I could drop in the chat. I can't. Oh, here it is. Here. This will help you out. Here,
you want to shill anything?
Yeah, click this fucking link in the chat. I'm just putting in there. There you go. and then come see me in the mornings, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Talk about the news of the day every morning. I've been doing it for 7 years.
Yeah,
and I still don't have much of I have a great audience, but it's still small. So come join me and check it out.
How do you not have more people with that voice, man?
Right?
I don't know. I must be really boring, but I don't think I am. I just
you're not. By the way, my daughter watches you more than she watches me.
Oh, really? That's funny.
She loves your show, dude.
I pissed off YouTube my first 30 days in. And I don't think I've ever recovered from it. I mean, my channel got banned 30 days in.
Oh, damn.
And I had to peel it and go through all this mess to go, wait a minute, what did I do? I didn't even, it was back when, who was that dude, the guy from Stanford or whatever, that he was talking about the wage gap.
I know what you're talking about, and I can't think of it.
Yeah, I can't remember his name now, but I got in trouble over that video. And I really didn't say that much. I mean, and it's nothing you get banned for now, but back then they were really hypersensitive. If you disputed some shit. So anyway, yeah, Monday through Friday, I talk about the news that's happening right now. I'll go on X and find things, and we'll talk about those. And I'm in Minnesota, so hey, I could talk a lot about that shit too. So The whistle idea, I may have to do that. Maybe I may have to do that just for clicks.
Oh, I'm going to start bringing that up every show. If you're in a city, please go buy a whistle and just drive around your town and blow it because it's funny to me. Speaking of bands, I do want to say this. If anybody still talks to Nuts, please tell her we said hi and we're thinking of her.
Yeah.
I thought of her the other day and I went and looked her up and her account is banned on Twitter.
What's that all about?
I remember she had gotten banned for a while, but I thought she'd gotten unbanned. But yeah, she's not there, and we miss her, and I hope she's well.
Yeah.
And with that, guys, gentlemen, thanks for joining me.
Always glad to be here.
P-Dog, has been way too long, man. I always enjoy our conversations.
Yeah, man, this has been fun. I'm usually working when you're on.
Yeah. Schedules just don't always work out well enough for people. So it's nice when we do get to connect. Guys, thanks for being here.
Sorry.
We love you. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, bud.
I said you too, Jack.
Oh, it's always good to see you, man.
Monkey, check your Streamlabs. Yeah, I will do that because I like money. Evolved Potato, thank you. Oh, damn, that was 7 minutes ago. Thank you, sir. Did I miss another one? No, okay. We know the FBI worked with the Biden campaign to suppress the Hunter laptop, knowing it was true to help Biden in the election. Just that by itself makes it a fraudulent election. That's a literal textbook definition of election fraud. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not.
Like how even the Australians know
Yeah.
that they're doing fraud here.
And the media helping them cover it up. It's such a gross, obvious election fraud scheme. And the only caveat I put in there is we don't know how much it actually swayed the election. We did have a poll afterwards that told us that a lot of people would have changed their vote if they had known that. I have trouble believing that because it's not like that story was actually buried. They made it worse than it was just by trying to hide it. But the one thing you can say is, yeah, there was fraud. There was fraud. And that enough makes it a fraudulent election. Anyway, guys, take care of yourselves. We love you. We'll see you on the next one. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I sung you a short song yesterday. So today I'm going to drag it out and make it long like my wiener.